Hi, I'm Snez, personal trainer, healthy lifestyle coach, and your guide to feeling your best. This podcast is a segment from my weekly radio show, Wellbeing Wednesdays, broadcast live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. It's all about sharing real, practical tips to help you move more, eat better, and live healthier without the overwhelm. Let's dive in, shall we? Coming up next are these two challenges affecting your progress. I had a chat with someone earlier this week and she was feeling that she's making healthier choices. However, when she's out and about and stuck without food, she finds that she comes a little bit undone, or when she is at a restaurant and feels that it's hard to make those healthy choices. So she felt that while she was at home, that making a healthy choice was pretty easy and when things were in routine. But the minute that things came out of routine and she was stuck either out at dinner or running around and has kind of left herself too hungry or without any options, that she found that she felt that she was making poor choices, or it was just challenging and it was just hard. So these situations are super common. So whether you're dropping off kids, running errands, and you get caught in a food court, or you're feeling hungry and you're unsure what to have, or you've been invited out. Now, look, being invited out for dinner is a joyous thing, to gather with people. I know when we go out for dinner with my family and my boys, it's such a great opportunity just to sit around the table and have really quality conversation in an external environment away from home that we don't normally have when we are at home. And we still do always sit together. It's a thing that we all do. However, I just seem to think that when we are at home, we're either talking about jobs that need to be done, or who didn't put something away, or why is that person's bag still there? That environment is just conducive to parents going, hey, why haven't you done this? And kids then going, and I need this, and you haven't done this for me. So when we're out and about, it seems to remove some of that. And going out, I think, is a great time to gather with friends and family and have a nice time, experience different types of foods, be in beautiful environments. So avoiding eating out, I don't think, is an answer to trying to maintain a healthy habits and healthy food intake. So going to break down these two common scenarios and what we can do to make better choices. So let's take the first one, which is eating out at a restaurant. So when you're dining out, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if there's a big menu and especially if there's tempting options. So the first step is to know what you need to have on your plate. This is a really simple first thing to understand. You need to make sure there's veggies on your plate. So if you are going to have a risotto only with, I don't know, a pumpkin risotto with limited veggies, I probably wouldn't go for that. I'd probably go something that has some sort of protein in it as well. So a focus on protein in veggies and veggies makes a really simple choice. So you could go grilled chicken or steak or fish paired with any form of salad, steamed vegetables, or it could be a stir fry. You could, even if you wanted to do a sweet and sour pork, for example, you could add as your second dish a vegetable one. So you're going to increase the vegetable intake there. Make sure that you're avoiding heavily processed foods. That's always going to be easier. And also, if you do want to have, say, a nice pasta, maybe have an entree size that you can then pair with some sort of a grilled fish or chicken, something like that. Or get them to add, if you are wanting to have that pumpkin risotto, picking on the pumpkin risotto today. If you are wanting to have that pumpkin risotto, then absolutely pair that, or just ask them to put some chicken in there, or pair it with a side salad or a Greek salad that's going to have some feta in it or something like that. So there's ways that you can go around it, or there might be some chicken skewers as an entree that you could pair with that risotto dish. But you cannot go wrong with any form of protein, chicken, fish, meat, and vegetables in any shape and size. Now, yes, potato chips do count as a vegetable. Leave them to a quarter of your plate, so still make sure there is a quarter of a plate of nice fresh vegetables. When I am going out, when dishes do come with a serving of chips and salad, I will always ask for whatever I've chosen, usually salmon or some sort of a fish, with the salad plus cooked seasonal vegetables instead of the chips. Simple, easy. The next step then is, once we know what to order, the next step is just to stop at 80% full. Listen to your body. You don't have to finish everything on your plate to get value out of that meal. Overeating and negatively impacting your health is not going to give you any extra value at that meal at that time. In fact, deteriorating your health over time of making those choices every time you eat out is going to be a lot more expensive in doctor's bills. So try to eat to 80% full. Share it with family members. Luckily I've got 3 sons who are more than happy to eat my leftovers, so that's super simple. Or just leave it. Take it home if you can for lunch the next day, or just be happy just to call it a day and leave it on the plate. So 1 is know what to eat. 2 is make sure that you're eating to 80% full. And number 3 is make sure that you're hydrated throughout the meal, but also while you're waiting for the meal, you may want to drink water. Especially, I find if we're ever going out to dinner, it's usually been a rush to get to dinner. So I can feel dehydrated, or probably that I haven't had enough water. So just making sure that you are having the cups of water before your meal is going to help you to overeat, but it can also help to sort of stabilize any thirst that can be mistaken for hunger before the meal actually arrives. So 3 simple steps to help you to eat out. Focus on protein and veggies, stop at 80% full, and make sure you're hydrating before and during the meal. Okay, eating on the run. This is another time where you could be stuck between errands, running around in your day with no food. My first one, even before we go through these steps, is to always pack some snacks. Think about where you're going to be, how long you're going to be away for, and try to bring some food with you. So when I leave here at about 11 o'clock to get to the station to prepare my time, I know that I'm going to need a lunch. Then after here, I usually stick around for a little bit. I don't normally get home until 3:30. So I know that I'm going to need lunch and a snack, because as soon as I get home, I'm dropping kids off and doing things before I start work at 5. So I know that while I'm away, I need some form of lunch and snack. So I'm always thinking about food every time I leave the house. I know it's a bit of an obsessive thing, but I like to know what's going to happen and how long I'm going to be away for. But if you get stuck out, which is completely fine, life happens. It happens to me. I always head towards the supermarket. Supermarkets have pre-made salads. You could get some cooked chicken, or there's tuna packs. These are all excellent choices. They're going to give you protein. And for veggies, I have been known to go and buy a Lebanese cucumber and a tomato and a carrot and just eat them, or a bag of snow peas. Okay, none of this is unusual. You can buy a punnet of cherry tomatoes. You're probably not going to eat them all in one sitting, but you can absolutely just take them home for snacks the next day. I will always have a fork or a spoon, probably both, in my bag and in my car. I actually have kind of cutlery with me everywhere I go, so that I can grab some food, such as even just grabbing a yogurt, just having that spoon available to you so that you can enjoy a yogurt, for example. So definitely supermarkets are the way to go. If you do get stuck though, even in food courts, similar advice to when you are out and about for dinner, similar options, protein plus your veg. So it's really simple to go to a salad place or if you're wanting to get some sushi with some chicken and some avocado or cucumber, that sort of thing, it is quite simple to make choices even when you're out. Even supermarkets these days will have fruit available, either apples and bananas. You can buy yourself an apple from the petrol station with a little bag of nuts and you are right to go. There's also sandwiches and salads that you can get from there, as well as protein bars to cover you over until you can grab something a little bit more substantial. The other thing is just to have some snacks available for you. So keeping a stash of healthy snacks in your bag, things that will stay, things like nuts, seeds, trail mixes, that sort of thing. I also will have cooked meats or patties made up ahead of time. Like, say, for example, I've got some chicken that was just left over from the kids' lunches. I've brought that in today. I'll always have some sort of a pre-cooked patty in the freezer that I know I can grab and just grab a handful of salad and then I'm done. So there's lots that you can do, but just think about where you're going to be. And if you happen to get stuck outside, there are plenty of options for you to choose from when you know what to choose. Thanks for joining me on this segment from Wellbeing Wednesdays, as heard live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who might find it helpful and subscribe so you never miss a show. Want to catch the live broadcast? Well, you can tune in Wednesdays from 12 till 2 p.m. on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM, or find my info on Wellbeing Wednesdays with Snez, the Facebook group. Take care, stay healthy, and remember, it's the little choices every day that create big changes. Talk soon.